Good morning, traders. It's about 9:15 on Monday morning, the 8th of April, 2019. And it's E with MarketWizards.com and eMiniWizard.com. Finding traders to use risk capital you can afford to lose if you're playing this game. Right, I talked pre-market about the idea of let's just use a small box. The market had been fairly tight for the last few hours. So basically, I said, let's just think of this in a small box right now. And let's just think about this as being caught somewhere here. You see this big trap bar that basically overnight started the down move after some chop. So I said, let's use this to our low and think of that as the current range that we're resolving, with the idea that we are trying to test support. We know that 90 is the angel. We know that the 97.75 is our demon. We know 94 and a quarter area is our middle. So it just made sense, I thought, to come back and retest support. And we said all along, should be buying support and uptrend until it doesn't work. That doesn't mean you can't take shorts. It just means that over time, the odds will play out for that long side, especially when they've been gapping up and gapping up. So that was the initial call. Try to get a point or two this morning and think of that as our range. And sometimes you just have to do that. Why worry about these other targets? Everybody's got it. 3,000 and 1,800 and whatever. We'll just work with what we've got. Here's our intraday range. And this was the uptrend line I said at 92s. Make sure that you understand this could become pivotal at this area. Obviously, we broke through it, that little neckline there, and we were able to come down and test that 90 and a quarter area. So I'm suggesting you should be paid, certainly ahead of the open, if you were taking a short. This is right now a trend day down with a bounce that was capped right here at our middle. And then we've come back down, but it's still a range type trade. And you can see where this 89 and a quarter is Friday's middle. So I think that's an important idea. And we've got a 10-point range to work with. And, certainly not gangbusters, but you work with what you've got. So for now, that's all I'm seeing is some noise, as I said, and not a whole lot of anything to expect any big move right now in either direction. Here's the monthly taken from last week, putting that into perspective. And you can see where we have support back here at that 47, 48. And all I did was take this interval size and say, well, what if we just kept duplicating that size for now? And that was the point last week of trying to understand that size interval and then putting it on top of each other and on top of each other. So we're in the resistance box right now. And the fighting box theoretically down here and the support box down here based on the monthly. So if we want to, we can take that and just move that up, but I'm going to prefer now, because we're into a new month, to just bring this over and do it the way we normally do, which is, since we're now in the second week and we can't just use the weekly, because we've got a new week, so we're going to use it like this. And then we're going to bring this guy over here. And this has been our fighting box. And this is on the monthly basis. And I'm one of those people who thinks that we need to understand OTF. What does the OTF trader, what are they thinking? Because they're the ones that move the market, not us. And that's one of the reasons why this 92 has caught my eye. So this last low down here at the bottom, 84.5, I said, let's think about 85, 82 as our current support right now. And our resistance, obviously, still that overnight high to about that 01, 02 area, because those were our next targets. Here's our predictive model. 90.63, 91 area should be the flipper, according to our predictive model. 85, 86, going to be very important as a support if we were to come backwards. And obviously the overnight high to that 900 plus 1 or 2 points just above it will be key. So for now, I had said earlier, I think we're testing for support. Seems to be that's what we're doing right now. And don't forget, we do have a gap back at 83. So let's put that to remind us. So perfect conundrum to come back in here and be sitting around that 90 area. Five-minute RTH. And this is how you can remember those gaps. So I think this key area today is going to be staying under, obviously, the blue line. And then we've got this rain line that's migrating up. So I think we're over and under, and I think we'll do that again today. So I'm not looking for a ramp right out of the gate. And if we do get that, that's probably for fading. So for now, let's take a look at this guy right here. Pretty important. That would be the low RTH. And I had said pre-market that if we fail at 90 to 92s, then look for 88 support. And so far, that's still intact, although we have come down close to it and starting to challenge it. I'm looking for a range type day, two-way day right now. And if it develops into more than that, so be it. But all you can do is take a look at your previous day's range and think about, well, maybe an inside day before anything else. We did get a little push, above it, but that got rejected. So we're going to pay attention to 98 today. Got to be very important. Here's that 15 I was talking about earlier. And I said we've got the rain line at 87. So this is a pretty big idea for me that that 87, 88 will be important, and you've got to bust through that to come down. And remember this big bar, this strap-on bar here. So that's an important idea today, and I'm still thinking fairly neutral. We had a new high overnight, so you can't just say that's abandoned and we're going to crash. That would be silly to think that way. Could abandon and take some profits, but I'm not thinking abandon and crash. And time will tell. And here's our profile. Those of you like the order flow profile chart, look to see areas of commonality. This 94 certainly has shown up, being an important location. So is 97, and obviously this 91, the meat of that move. So I think today be very careful about overthinking the short side. I certainly think we can get Tesla support, but I'm not looking for this to be an all-day, one-day sell. And because we have the high overnight, that's resistance, and theoretically you can hit bounces. So this 94 area is going to be very important today. Once we get above that, then whack-a-mole could start. And not yet. Anybody that's made something short side, make sure you pay it ahead of the open. And normally we look for a point or two pre-market if we can. Give us a little head start on the day. Come a long way. But just because we've come a long way doesn't mean that we're going to crash. And everybody and their brother's been calling for that for how long? And we said all along, buy support until it stops working. So testing for support and then looking for potential small bounces and in a range type day inside. That's what I think right now we have to be expecting. Let's put this on a 10 just for a sec to give us the perspective of the day. So a little bit of a pop above it, and right now inside day, and you can see where this this middle is from Friday. So for now, I'm going to consider just below it, this 87 to 89. So I'm calling it 88 as our theoretical support for now. We bust that and take this low out. And obviously that 85 is next down here to that 82. And that would be a gap close down in there. So for now, let's just think small, range-bound trading until some type of news comes out. Don't forget Wednesday, we've got some minutes coming out, FOMC. So we may have to struggle with some range-type trading for now. All right, play well.